So today it was announced that breaking news 5 hours ago, a 22-year-old Massachusetts Air National Guard, Jack Teixeira, has been officially sentenced to 15 years in federal prison for leaking classified Pentagon documents on a Discord server. Have you joined our Discord server yet? Please do that, but please do not leak any classified documents. That's not what we do. It is illegal, and I highly discourage it, and I will fully cooperate with authorities. Okay, there you go. All of the disclaimers apply. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's bad for you. You'll end up in jail like this guy. Now, the wild part is, so I know there's different circumstances regarding this, but I was thinking about it, and so the angle came to mind. I was like, okay, I saw this news today and was like, all right, that's the angle. So how come we have, quote, UFO whistleblowers that are telling us information that they shouldn't be telling us, and even getting a hearing where they're sort of allowed to do this in whistleblower fashion? But we have this happen. We have Reality Winner happen that went to jail for leaking classified information. We have Snowden. We have Julian Assange. I mean, it's time and again where it seems like some people can leak information and it's just fine, but other people leak information and they throw the damn book at them. And so, of course, there's the angle. I've talked about this quite a lot in the past, but I'm calling this tonight sanctioned leaks for that exact reason, because I think we have a massive problem on our hands. And if you guys pay any attention to the news cycles and the information that comes out of it, there's nothing but people leaking information to the press. That's what this has always been about, right? They're like, from an anonymous source. And that's every time it's an anonymous source, right? They kind of hide behind what are we? We're journalists, right? We're working for the press. We're trying to get to the bottom of a story here. And so I will not disclose my sources under any circumstances, because of course they would all just go to jail because those are felonies. All right. And you get it. Okay. So there are leaks every single day on Capitol Hill from actual congressional staffers every single day that go to the press. Okay. Every single day, even the weekends. Okay. Every single damn day. And how many of those people get prosecuted? Bueller? Anybody remember a recent example of a congressional staffer that actually got arrested, sent to jail, well, of course, tried and all the rest of that stuff, given the due process they deserve, and then were thrown in jail as a result of leaking from a congressional position? Anybody? Yeah, right? It seems like that's not what happens. It seems those are sanctioned leaks. Those are information that we're allowed to know. But then suddenly you do the Julian Assange thing, you do the Edward Snowden thing, you do the whatever this guy's name is, Teixeira, that breaking news today, 22-year-old Massachusetts Air National Guard Jack Teixeira, blah, blah. Anyway, so here's my musing, and let's think about this and comment on this. And where am I wrong? Okay, where am I wrong? I posted this on X. I wonder if Mellon and Elizondo, so Mellon is not testifying tomorrow, Christopher Mellon. Lou Elizondo is. But those are the two guys that actually leaked the Tic Tac footage. So I wonder if they leaked the Tic Tac footage to Discord first, would they have received 15 years in jail? Because they did. They've told the story about how they got this information outside of the Pentagon and basically released it to the public. All right. Now, doesn't that seem like it's a leak to you? So how come there are rules for thee and not for me type of thing going on? Okay, anyway, so I continued. It's wild how that Espionage Act or law seems to be more political and willy-nilly in the enforcement aspect. Not that, of course, and I added as an addendum because it's important to point out, I'm not an advocate for jailing whistleblowers. Obviously, that would be a terrible take. It's just weird how Reality Winner, as I said, Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, Bradley Manning, Chelsea Manning, and these people go to jail or get run out of, ending up in an embassy for years, kind of rotting as they're, plotting assassination attempts. So how come? What is this? And so anyway, when congressional staffers leak classified info every damn day, make it make sense. Am I making sense? Because guess what? This is the type of stuff that pisses me off. So you hear people clamoring law-wise, oh, we need more laws. Well, how about we just enforce the laws on the books fairly, and maybe we wouldn't need more laws? That's weird, right? It's a weird thing when you actually do things right. Anyway, I digress there, but you get the point. So the question for you guys tonight is, what do you expect out of this UFO hearing? It does happen tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Pacific. I'll tell you the exact times in a moment and where it's happening, who's testifying, all that stuff. But why is it so, disjointed? And why does it not make sense? That's what I want to know. That's what's on my mind tonight. We're here with James Salcedo. He's going to sit in with us as usual. Glad to have you back, James. You get the bottom half here. We'll talk, chop it up in a sec. But tomorrow, November 13th, 2024, at 11:30 a.m., the U.S. House of Representatives is scheduled to hold a hearing titled "Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena: Exposing the Truth." Dun, dun, dun. Doesn't that sound like a bad movie? Organized by the House Oversight Committee. This session aims to delve into the subject of unidentified anomalous phenomena, commonly known as UFOs. I still call them UFOs. I'm not going to bow to the PSYOP and change to UAP. I'm sorry, or UAPs. I'm not going to do it. That's still UFOs to me. Still rock and roll to me. The hearing will feature testimonies from several notable individuals. Now, here's who's testifying. Luis Elizondo, we've heard of that guy, a former Pentagon insider and investigator, is expected to discuss his allegations that the U.S. military has been operating a UAP retrieval and reverse engineering program, that would be UFOs, even recovering non-human specimens. Weird, right? Retired Navy Rear Admiral Timothy Gallaudet, who has spoken about his experiences with UFOs and unexplained submerged objects. That might be the big thing from tomorrow, these submerged objects, the USOs. But will testify. Additionally, independent journalist Michael Schellenberger is anticipated to present his reporting on a whistleblower's claims regarding a secret government program named Immaculate Constellation, which we talked about when this info dropped weeks ago, allegedly designed to reverse engineer UFOs. And Michael Gold, a former NASA administrator, will contribute his perspective on the matter. So those are the four names that we have. Hopefully there's going to be some surprise guests, and who knows, maybe a George Knapp or a Jeremy Corbell. That would be super funny if they had testified under oath. But anyway, so those are the four names we have, and if you guys know those names, you'll probably like, yeah, cool. If you don't, you're probably like, yeah, cool, whatever, right? So what do we expect to hear from this? And as usual, are you optimistic we're going to get disclosure from a government process like this? And before I get too down on it, let me remind you that good stuff has come from hearings like this. But before we do that, let's get to James. Sorry about that, bro. I had some stuff to do. Breathless here, and welcome to the joint. How are you tonight? And what's your take on this?
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested, although I don't have the highest hopes. But for tomorrow's hearing, but I'm still. It seems like there's always some interesting little detail that comes out of one of these things, and so I'm curious to see how that goes. But yeah, hopefully you can hear me okay. And yeah, great topic.
Loud and clear. Okay, so John Greenwald echoes your sentiment here. So John Greenwald Jr. of the Black Vault posted this earlier today as well. I don't expect disclosure tomorrow. I don't expect humanity-changing testimony. And I expect some stuff will need to be nitpicked because we have to. But I am positive and I am hopeful. Godspeed, Mr. Schellenberger, Mr. Elizondo, Rear Admiral Gallaudet, and Mr. Mike Gold. Treat the discussion the way it deserves. We, the people, deserve it. Well said, John Greenwald Jr. And I think he speaks probably for all of us. James echoed that sentiment. I feel that way, but also, like I said, it just feels like a rug pull from from the Tom DeLonge days of To the Stars Academy, when they promised us not just metamaterials, but they were going to build UFOs. They were actually going to build these things, and they were raising money to that effort. And you know what I mean? There's so many plot holes in this story that and Lou Elizondo has recently come under some other additional scrutiny, because now it turns out he wasn't running ATIP. Many people, even many of his staunch allies, have admitted that. It's a sordid tale, twisted and evil. And I say that just because of Star Wars and Darth Vader. That's what he became. But anyway, so the thing I am interested in seeing is Elizondo testify. Okay, Lou Elizondo again testifying under oath. He hasn't done that yet in a public setting, as far as we're aware. And so, I don't know. Like he's a very polarizing figure in the UFO world. But we're not here to talk about people. We're here to talk about ideas. Anyway, James. So tomorrow, are you going to be up early watching this thing? You're going to be ready to go, or are you going to just kind of catch the highlights afterward? How taking the temperature on how you're feeling, and to the idea of these sanctioned leaks? Doesn't it reek that some people get busted for this stuff and some people get celebrated? What's your take? Go ahead.
It always has. I mean, the way that I think it's. Yeah, it blows my mind how, depending on the person and the level that they're at, even the supposed level that they're at in the government, the one person, gets all the spotlight in media and is even pushed forward. I mean, they put out books, not that I'm picking on any one person, but just they put out books and if it's supported by the government and the media, those books do really well. And other people, they go to jail. I hadn't been aware of that. The one that went to jail for the leak on Discord for 15 years. That's I remember when that happened, but I hadn't heard the news about that. I haven't really been keeping track of a lot of news the last week or so. But yeah, no, it doesn't make sense to me how all that works unless it is planned somehow. And the question then to that is who's planning it and why?
Yeah, exactly right. And how come people are getting away with these things and other people aren't? And again, this government disclosure stuff has always rubbed me the wrong way. And as a shout out Night Stalker, if he's out there as well, I agree with him that I don't trust any of these guys, any of these people that are out there in any sort of official capacity with claims of anything. Look, I believe you guys. If you've seen something, I don't believe official sources because I think it's built into my DNA as a semi-pro conspiracy theorist. I think it has to be, right? But again, I don't know. I'm not discounting the fact that true information could be coming from this. And or let's say that these people believe the things they're saying. As you know me, I don't like calling people liars because I do know reality is one of those wild, just sort of mind screws, the head trip of, you see something anomalous and then you think you're crazy. If you have a witness, then you think maybe you're both crazy. If you have two witnesses and yourself, then suddenly you start to be like, okay, maybe I'm not crazy. So there's enough stigma and enough sort of trauma when you sort of experience something anomalous like a UFO or paranormal stuff like we've talked about in the past. So, that type of thing, like I can do without kind of crapping on experiencers. But in this case, when we're talking about actual government disclosure and taking it to that next level of what this looks like and reverse engineering UFOs and people that supposedly know about these programs, it's suddenly a new level of scrutiny kind of opens up because, again, how come some whistleblowers go to jail and some whistleblowers don't? It's a sticky mess, and I hate it. But here we are thinking about it. Here we are talking about it on the eve of another UFO hearing, which is tomorrow morning. And I'll be at work and I'll be streaming it because I've got unlimited data on my phone. And for only $25, by the way. Can I interest you guys in an affiliate link to go sign up for that yourself? But anyway, so I digress on that. But you get the point. There's something happening here that may or may not be something. And you tell me, how do you feel? What else you got, James, regarding the congressional staffers or any of these guys? Have you heard of any of these people other than Elizondo? I know you follow it pretty close like I do, but some of these guys I don't know a lot about myself, which is like, should I be excited? Should I not? How do you feel?
Yeah, I will be listening tomorrow for sure. Luckily for me, because of being on the East Coast, it's not quite as early in the morning. So that's kind of nice in that way. I've heard of everyone except for Michael Gold, Mike Gold. So that's the only name I don't recognize. I don't even really know Schellenberger very well, but I've heard the name recently. But yeah, I'll be listening just in case. And I mean, I'm sure I'll be talking about it here on Discord, and the server, ironically enough, in a way, as it's happening, those of us that can. So definitely recommend everyone, if you haven't joined the Troubled Minds Discord server, do that, because I've seen before a lot of us will just be commenting on things as it's happening. And so that's always a fun part of that as well.
There you go. The UFO support group. Join the Discord. Troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link. Or, of course, troubledminds.net is the new website. It is up and functional. There's also a Discord link there. Go check it out. Make sure it's working for me, guys, if you'd be so kind. Maybe during the commercial there. But troubledminds.net. Everything should be fine. I got the SSL certificate sorted. It was an error on my part, of course, because, well, you can't do everything all the time and realize what you don't know on a new system and things. So anyway, it's all square. Troubledminds.net. Please go check it out. Love feedback on the site. I do know as Jay pointed out, the sorting of the episodes is not working properly, but I knew that it's on the to-do list to fix, but everything else should be working just fine. And link's going to be down below if you want to find troubledminds.org/friends to follow James here and the rest of our amazing friends. And if you should be on that list, you let me know. We'll put you on that list. Okay. So anyway, back to this, the write-up here. Again, all this information is there, and do check it out. But the hearing follows a previous session in July of 2023. So this is on the heels of that. We talked about this when it happened, the Summer of Saucers last year, where whistleblower David Grush, a former Air Force intelligence officer, claimed that the Pentagon has been operating a secret UFO retrieval program, which was the first time somebody testified under oath and actually said these words. And he even hinted that people were being killed to keep the secret, right? So the Department of Defense has denied these allegations, of course, and the upcoming hearings reflects a growing interest among lawmakers and the public in understanding UFOs. I'm not going to say it, aiming to address ongoing concerns and seek transparency regarding the phenomena. But on the heels of that, like I said, Jack Teixeira, the 22-year-old former Massachusetts Air National Guardsman, was sentenced today to 15 years in prison for leaking highly classified military documents. He pleaded guilty in March to 6 counts of willful retention and transmission of national defense information under the Espionage Act. Okay, so the Espionage Act and this dude that got a blap today and put in jail for 15 years. Now, he was leaking lots of information on a Discord server publicly for 6 months or so. So he just kept, I mean, it is a large scale operation for quite some time. So I get the heavy handedness of it, but also what about all the rest of these guys? What about everybody else as part of this? And that's the thing that's always made me suspicious. What is going on with this? And why can some people say whatever the hell they want coming from the government and other people have to shut their mouth for fear they'll go to jail? And I can't help but think, as the tinfoil hat, the local tinfoil hat chapter in Las Vegas, the head of that chapter, which is just one right now, but there's more coming, I promise. Well, it means that there's information they want out and there's information they don't want out. Okay. Am I wrong there? It seems like I might not be, but as usual, right? Is the government so obtuse that this is exactly what we're dealing with or not? And I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And of course, all theories are welcome, not just on that, but of course, what are UFOs? Are you looking forward to this? Did you learn anything from the last UFO hearing? Are you looking forward to the one tomorrow? And of course, the Espionage Act and all the rest. I don't know. Love to hear your thoughts on any of this, all of this. As you know, nonlinear, open-ended. I thought it'd be a nice change to pull our head out of the navel-gazing weirdness of Young and that type of stuff, and talk about some real-world stuff, some palace intrigue, if not the cabinet selections of the Trump administration. I said it. But instead, the UFO hearings, and I say that because that's all anybody's talking about on the damn radio all day long. Oh, the Trump cabinet. Stop it. I don't want to hear about it. Hold them accountable, people. All of our government officials should be held accountable no matter who they are. Tonight we're talking sanctioned leaks and modern UFO hearings. Are you bearish? Are you bullish? Do you know these people? Are you interested? Are you curious? Or do you not give a damn? And why are there sanctioned leaks and unsanctioned leaks? Something I've been talking about for a very long time.